You know, guys, I'm getting really tired of being right all the time. I cannot even begin to emphasize it, but what is it that I'm being right about? Well, it's a certain show right here on the Morphin Network on the Rider Time podcast known as Kamen Rider Gotchard episode 26. Baham's Malice, Jet-Kuro Wind, and I'm going to be honest, it's more like Prevent Malice, Jet Black Wind, but it's you gotta incorporate the name of the Kemi into it. It's like this and that going on. So it's like, why not use two Kemi's names? So it's like, oh, Kuro, like black, like the Corona. I'm gonna be honest. This episode was okay. It's not the best. But it's okay. I can't really go too much deeper than that because it is what it is. I'm both impressed and disappointed at the same time about I'm disappointed and excited at the same time because we're finally getting somewhere with the plot. It's just progressing so predictably. That's the main thing. Like Kamen Rider Gates, it had so many moments where I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this just happened. Even if it's something that I predicted would happen, it's done in a way that is so spectacular that I feel excited even though I called it. But this, even the more emotional scenes here, oh man, our 2 episodes ago, a mysterious person showed up in front of Hotar. We never see who it actually is, and I immediately predicted, oh, it's either Minato's friend or it's Fuga. I don't know why. If there's no one else, it would be other than one of those two people. You got Fuga as the obvious answer, and you got Minato's childhood friend as the bogus twist reveal, so on and so forth. But that one would have made more plot relevance. Then last week, being proven right that it was Fuga, I was like, what more can they do with this character other than to kill him off or give him a sudden heel turn? They kill him off. It's I feel like I'm going to be like, oh, well, next week's episode, Hotaro's going to get a new form. But that's a low-hanging fruit, so I'm not going to do that. But the fact of the matter is, I can't believe I called it 2 weeks in a row in such fashion that it's I don't know if I'm just that good or if the writers are that lazy. Let me know in the comments which one you think it is, because I don't think I see myself as being that good. Toku Stradamus, the what's called the Toku Cole of Delphi, freaking. So Hotar was fired from using the 10-liner twice in a row as he should be, and last week we did have the episode where it's like, oh, Minato outlived his usefulness. Lachesis, go get him. I need you to kill him. And this is where I'm like, oh, geez, let me guess what's going to happen. She's probably going to babyface turn. Her sisters are probably going to turn on her. Maybe they'll want to do it. Maybe they won't want to do it. But they will turn on her. And that's exactly what happens. Freaking Lakeith is like, that's really weird. I'm like, wait a minute. Did they have a romantic thing together or something? Because the way, don't get me wrong, the actress, the way she emotes it would be really well if I had reason to believe that the character was Jet had some kind of romantic attachment to Minato. But where was that? Like, where was the romantic attraction between them? And it's just the way it was delivered. It's like, oh, let's run away together, just the two of us. Like, who says that outside of a romantic context? Like Romeo and Juliet, where it's like, Romeo goes on the run, Juliet pretends to kill herself, Romeo kills himself for real, Juliet wakes up and then kills herself for real. But and incidentally, her two sisters were there. It's like, aha, we knew it. You were gonna betray Crayon all along. Like it's time for you to go, little sister. And Cloth is like, I have to, but I don't want to. I'm like, yeah. See, this is the kind of thing I predicted Clotho would do. And then Atropos is like, yeah, no, I'm going to use a resting face and I'm going to transform into, by the way, Justin Stewart moment right here. Atropos turns into Kamen Rider Dread Type 1. And Spanner intervenes. But that's not the meat of the scene. The meat of the scene is the fact that Atropos with a resting face is totally okay with killing Lachesis, while Clotho is feeling broken up about it. I feel like there would have been more of an emotional thing going on with that. So I'm like, okay, so is Clotho going to also babyface turn for Lachesis? Is she going to sacrifice herself if Lachesis is going to be defeated by someone? I feel like that I still don't have as much reason to believe that Lachesis will be the first of the three sisters to be defeated because, again, outside the context of a real life situation, like one from 4 years ago, I'm not going to mention, who gets rid of the middle sibling first? That doesn't make any kind of narrative sense. Like, it's usually from youngest to oldest or oldest to youngest, so it's like, I feel like Lachesis is safer now. But if it turns out that Clotho dies first under any one of those two circumstances I listed, I'm going to be really angry. Not because it's a narratively bad thing to happen, it's just that it's obscenely predictable for it to happen. I don't even know how to feel at this point, because it's like, they're doing things correctly, but because they're doing them correctly, I'm getting upset, riled up that the show is too predictable. It's like, So it turns out that there's 2 level 10 chemis that we haven't seen yet, and it turns out one of them was inside Grayon's Rubik's Cube all along. Never seen that in the flashback, but there it is. Oh, look, it's a dragon. Oh, who would have predicted? And yeah, it's kind of cool that it has sort of like the Nico Robin pose for its mummy hands, and it's like, oh, the dragon's head is resting on its hands. It's like, oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna retrieve the final level 10 chemi for me. I'm like, wait, we're still obsessed with level 10 chemis, and we are only obsessed with level 10 chemis. We're not gonna go after the other 99 chemis. Like, we're just the level 10s. Those are the only ones that are of any importance, period. Well, yeah, it turns out, yeah, and the last chemi missing is Gaia, which is conveniently hidden inside a giant globe at a science museum, which, I'm not going to lie, is kind of a clever place to hide, but it almost immediately just absorbed back into its card by the dragon amalgam. It's like, why are you even here? Like, I am genuinely curious what Gaia is capable of, but it doesn't even show up on screen long enough for us to even figure that out. Oh, you know. So our heroes try to fight it off, and obviously they're trying to keep Otaro from transforming because he's been fatigued for so long. But can't keep a good chemist down until you actually push the good chemist down. So he's getting murked. Everyone's getting murked. They're not actually getting murked, but they may as well be because it's overwhelming. And honestly, it's moments like this I can actually appreciate that nice chrome finish on this helmet. Like, just look at that chrome. Look how reflective it is. You know, you can't really see it in the previous few episodes, but I kind of like it at this point. But it is revealed, Gaia and Dragon were the first two chemis made. Period. Okay. Well, what came first, the Gaia or the Dragon? I'm just kidding. But then they made 8 more level 10 chemis, and they called them level X's in honor of the 2 level 10 chemis. And then the other 91 chemis followed suit. And by the way, what is that 101st chemi? Because they established there's 101 of them. And if 100 of them form chemis 1 through 10 of 10 categories, that's 100. There's one left. I assume it's going to be a level 0 chemi because that just makes sense. But what? Actually, would it be a Philosopher's Stone? I'm curious. Hey, you know what? Let's take a look at the chemi cards one more time to see what the artifact cards are real quick, just to make sure that we here's an image of all of 100 cards together. We don't have number 101, but yeah, no, they still established there's 101 of them. So what is that last one? Last one right there. Obviously, we got the insects, we got the vehicles, we got the bicycle, skateboard, fire truck, helicopter, submarine car, motorcycle, shovel, train, attack jet. Let's see, jobs. We got dancer, magician, doctor, pirate, wrestler, ninja, cowboy, samurai. I don't know what this one is. He looks like number 66 from Full Metal Alchemist. Karudos. I guess he's supposed to be based on Kintaros. And then, of course, we got wizard. Okay. Animal. We know the animal ones. We got bat, tarantula, crab, scorpion. And I love that the spider and scorpion are not in the insect category since they are arachnids. Obviously got the bunny, the eagle, the snake, the gorilla, whale, and lion. Artifact. This is the one I'm really looking for. We got a battery, eraser, mirror, soda, parka, TV. I'm wondering, is the Televi one on Televi? It may as well be. Time Lord, the one that we see only once and should be used more often. And why is Time Lord an artifact? That doesn't make sense. And we got a cell phone and giant robots because it combines with the bat one, and a fortress. I don't know how fortress is an artifact. You'd think it would be, But yeah, I really think that, one more time, occult. I don't know what Carreri is. Parasol, what? Zombie, angel, okay. Vampire, I get that. Freaking warlord, I don't know how that is. How is that not a job, Kemi? Kraken, okay. Orochi makes sense. Ninetales, we've never seen the Ninetales one, and of course you got the UFO one. Obviously, ancient. Those are like the like got an Ammonite. Oh my God, it's Anorith. Let's see, in Raptor. Oh wow, a dinosaur one. We've never seen that one. Uh, Relicanth, Liger. Yeah, Liger should count as one, shouldn't it? Uh, Terra, Megalodon, Triceratops, Mammoth, and of course T-Rex. Makes sense. Makes sense. Cosmic. Wait, what's the fantastic? What's fantastic? I've never seen that category before. Okay, let's look at Cosmic one more time. Mercury. Is that supposed to be Venus? Makes sense. It's got sunglasses because it's so bright. Makes sense. Gogeki Metron. Is it supposed to be meteor shower? Moon. Okay, that one makes sense. We got Mars. Okay. Saturn makes sense. The Sun. Okay. Jupiter. And of course, we got the black hole one, the Corona. And of course, we got the Gaia. Okay. And then the fantastic, I'm guessing these are the mythical creatures. So we got Bahamut, which for some reason is number 1 and not number 9, but I guess that makes sense because it goes with the Corona. Oh, Centaur, Unicorn, Fenrir. I guess that's a werewolf type of thing. Well, actually, no. Fenrir is from Norse mythology. Ooh, a phoenix. Cerberus, we've seen that one. Odin? Odin is a card? Ooh, Griffin. Okay, that's cute. Let's see. Poseidon. Okay, so we got Odin and Poseidon. And finally, Dragon. I feel like some of these don't have their priorities straight. So, yeah, no, there's no telling what that last Kemi is. But I'm going to go on a limb and say Philosopher's Stone level 0 or Infinity. Philosopher's Stone, either 0 or Infinity. Like, it has to be one of those two numbers, and it has to be the Philosopher's Stone because it is the most recurring artifact in all of alchemic mythology. So if you don't make it that, you're wasting my time. Like, it's a waste of a motif. But yeah, so it turns out, oh wow, Fuga can turn into a Kamen Rider. And he uses 2 cards, Bahamut and Corona. And yeah, I'm going to be honest, this form, as spiffy as it looks, it also looks very generic. I know it's mostly a slight remold of Majade, but I'm going to be honest, it's not really impressive. It's like, when you got Catastros and Saint Kaiser from Maji Ranger, at least, like, even though they use the same mold for the most part, at least they look interesting enough that when you combine them with Maji Red or with Wolzart / Korag, they actually look interesting. This does not impress me, to be honest. And honestly, it almost feels like a retool of the 4 elders from the Sword of Logos. Those 4 final bosses in Kamen Rider Saber that all the other riders had to fight against while Toma, Genta, and Rintaro went up to the final room to fight against Storius because my stores are derivative. Okay, shut up, man. Just shut up. And yeah, so this looks like one of the 4 bosses in that final fight scene. I feel like I've seen this before. I'm just really not impressed. But yes, he uses Corona and Giga Bahamut. So yeah, 9+1. And here's my question though. They made such a big deal about the Gotchard driver being this rare artifact because it lets you use two chemis at once, and yet Alchemist driver lets you do that too. And when you look at the actual toy, the Alchemist driver is just the Gotchard driver with an attachment added to it by Bandai Premium. So why is it even that big of a deal? Like why is the Gotchard driver itself such a big deal? Oh, I can use two chemis at once. Freaking Majade can do it too. And it's not like, oh, Spanner needed modifications in order to make a replica with an ignition attachment. No, it's literally two cards. They all use two cards. Why is even the big deal about the main character if what's supposed to make him unique is not exclusive to him? And you can't even say, oh, well, like freaking we had to get all these add-ons. No, because there's nothing to indicate that the Alchemist driver was made at any point after the Gotchard driver was made, or that it was even a prototype copy of the Gotchard driver. We have reason to believe that they existed beforehand, or during the 10-year period before anyone even used the Gotchard driver. So what was even the point of making a Gotchard driver that big of a deal? But yes, his name is Kamen Rider Wind, which not only is such a uninspired name, but also with a name like Fuga, I'm not even surprised. Heck, even when I found out his name was Fuga, I'm like, this guy has the word wind in his name. Fuga. But nope. Actually, you know what's really funny is how the Spanish word for smoking is fuma. Funny how it has fu in its name. Kind of interesting if you really think about it. And also, the Japanese word for demon is ma. So when you say smoke in Spanish, you're also saying wind demon in Japanese. Isn't that funny? But I digress. This form is okay. He has a fight sequence in the sky. And also, if he's Kamen Rider Wind, does that mean there's also a Kamen Rider Fire, Water, and Earth? Because I know that in ancient alchemy, they believe there's only 4 elements: Earth, Wind, Water, Fire, as opposed to hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon. But such a low-hanging fruit. Couldn't even call him Kamen Rider Zephyr, or Kamen Rider Gale, or Kamen Rider Typhoon, Kamen Rider Hurricane, Kamen Rider Atmos. Imagine that. You could have Kamen Rider Hydros, Atmos, and what's it called? Lithos. And then a fourth rider named Bios, so they would have the power of Earth, of ocean, continent, sky, and life. Because atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. The 4 spheres of the planet Earth. But no, just Kamen Rider Wind, just wind. Not impressive. Oh, he can summon a black hole. Still not super impressed, because as soon as he captures Dragon X, and along with Gaia X, he immediately gets murked, just like I called in the previous episode. Why do I even bother watching the show? I can predict everything that's going to happen as it happens. Yeah, Grayon kills Fuma. He entrusts the kids with his aspirations. And, of course, Grayon obtains the 4 cards in Fuga's possession. Also, he salted about 10 years ago, but yeah. Grayon obtains Bahamut, Corona, Dragon, and Gaia. So now he's ready to prepare a ritual summon. And here we see a bunch of Kemi cards. Doesn't even look like all of them. For one, Steamliner still in Hotaro's possession, along with several others. And again, we don't know what is that 101st card, nor do we know where it is. But apparently he's just about ready to open the gate in the Ouroboros dimension. And yes, the Ouroboros dimension exists. I bet y'all forgot it was even there. If they utilized the Ouroboros dimension more often in the show, I would have cared. But I don't, because we only seen like 3 episodes total. So I'm not that pumped by it. But yes, next week they open the doors and we get a new form. We pretty much already figured it out, because not only is there the trailer, but also because they did release images for the Hopper X, or 10 Hopper, whatever you call it. 10 liner, 10 Hopper. And of course, when you put the 2 cards together, they make an X shape in the background. I don't really care at this point. I just want to go straight to the final form. Give us that last card so that, like, this episode is better than some of the previous episodes because, oh, look, consequences. Oh, look, plot progression. It's just the execution. It's just, I'll give it this much. At least we didn't have any unnecessary flashbacks like we did in the previous 2 episodes. I don't know. This episode is an 8 for me. It's better than some of the past episodes, but not all that great. And also, what's going on with Lachesis? Like, seriously, like, I feel like we're just getting really close to her end game. And also, Minato looks so aloof that it's like, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Minato was like working with Grant along. It's like, hey, Minato, I have a secret mission for you. I want you to fail on purpose so that I could tell Lachesis to try to kill you to see if she actually will, because I suspect she might be trying to betray me. So if she doesn't kill you, that means she's a traitor, and I need you to help me smoke her out. And if that's the case, I'm like, God damn it, Minato. I'm just tired of some of these characters. Let's move on to the 6th season of the Reiwa era. I'm ready to move on to the next series. A lot of not good decisions. Nematrix is the only comment of the night. Finally, something of significance happens on the season. I know, right? So little happens that makes me care about stuff. Well, but if you enjoyed me ranting about this episode, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and ding the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos. We do Ultraman Tiga on Mondays. We do Gotchard on Wednesdays. Boom Boomger on Thursdays. And Kamen Rider Kiva on Sundays. So stick around for that. And please be sure to share our videos to your friends and family, because that helps us out with the algorithms. Also, check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where this month will be the Naked Gun Trilogy month. We're going to do all 3 Naked Gun movies. Naked Gun 2.5, Naked Gun 33 and 1/3. I wish there was a 444 and 1/4, but, that doesn't exist. That's fine. A good trilogy is a good trilogy, but it is for the 30th anniversary of the 3rd movie. So, here we go. And with that in mind, if you want to follow my personal content, you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. I hope you guys have a great second half of your week. Have a great weekend. I know it's St. Patty's coming up, so celebrate responsibly, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.